station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
What is up, Scuttlebutt Nation? This is Ro from the Scarif Scuttlebutt Podcast, and welcome to a very special Scarif Live. They're all special. Come on, guys. When you guys are here, it's special here at the Scarif Scuttlebutt Podcast. Who do we have in the chat? We've got our friend Dale. We got Megan. Megan, what did you say you were having for dinner? I still haven't had dinner. I had 2 cookies and grape juice. So that's there. We Emotional Evolution, thanks for stopping by. And our very own moderator for tonight, Lunar Girl. Thank you for stopping by, Lunar Girl. So much to talk about. Who else is in there? Did I say Tina, Dale, Megan? Excellent. Melanie is in the house. Woohoo! Thank you very much. And Comics and Cosmetics. We got our friend Danny from Comics and Cosmetics. Check her out. And Nicole is in the house. Thank you very much for stopping by. We got some announcements to be had here at the Scarif Scuttlebutt Podcast. Happy Batman Day to everybody. Shanti is out in the theater. She is watching the Batman movies all day long. It's one of her favorite movies and one of her favorite characters. So good for her. She's enjoying the evening. And then we hope to see her next week for Scarif Live. Brad is having a date night. Those newlyweds having a date night. So I'm here by my lonesome. We do have a guest, or we did have a guest. Let's see how that turns out. But anyway, yeah, let's what is everybody talking about? Let's get some folks in the chat to chime in on some of the things that all the nerds are talking about. I know it's been a kind of a very nerdy week. We have Rings of Power, we have House of the Dragon. I want to get everybody's feedback on House of the Dragon. I don't have HBO, so I can't watch House of the Dragon. I can watch other things like She-Hulk, and obviously everyone is chomping at the bit for Andor next week. What do we got? What is today? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 4 days, everybody. Drops on Wednesday. Is that correct? Yeah. 4 days for Andor. And there has been some new footage, some new clips that have been dropping from the Star Wars Twitter account that everybody obviously are just kind of like, watching and examining. There's one shot in particular that has everybody excited, but absolutely. Let's see. I have not caught up to Rings of Power, and only because there is so much nerd stuff to talk about and to watch. I think I was hanging out at the Science Fictionary stream a couple of nights ago. They were talking about Rings of Power. I'm enjoying the show. I'm not that deep into the Lord of the Rings, so I really don't know enough to evaluate it from a lore standpoint. But I'm still enjoying it. There's some really cool characters. The acting is great. Sometimes the special effects are a little wonky, but they can't be all that perfect. But let's see. Does anybody have any questions for me before I start getting into some other stuff? Look at all these wonderful people that are in the chat. I gotta switch screens here. Yeah, Tina, enjoying Rings of Power. So am I. And like I said, I don't know enough. I know I've seen a lot of people on Twitter that are kind of like upset about one thing or another. Imagine that. But I don't know enough about the Lord of the Rings or the lore of Lord of the Rings to be upset about anything. So I'm pretty much enjoying it. Which brings me to the thought about being mad at Star Wars for somebody that just goes in kind of blind and not knowing a lot. I wonder if I would enjoy it more if I was not, deeply invested in the lore of Star Wars. And obviously, we had our issues with the Book of Boba Fett, and Kenobi. Kenobi, I liked a lot better than Book of Boba Fett, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing, when you're not really into the lore of a certain IP, are you going to enjoy it more? I would argue that yeah, but obviously you get into a show and you start watching it, you start hearing what other people have to say. Absolutely. So let's see. What else is happening here? Absolutely, Dragon Buddy. Thank you very much for coming on by. Everything is cool when you're part of the Red 5 network. Um, Nicole, we're going to talk about that. I'm okay if I don't see further footage of Andor. I'm being a little trepidatious here. I'm being cautious about getting too much. I know I'm probably not going to be able to watch Andor like at 3 in the morning on Wednesday or whenever it is that it drops, because I want to watch it with some big sound, in my video room, and I want to be able to see if I can watch it with my son when he comes home from school. So I probably won't be able to wait that long. I think I'm off that day, so I'm turning that volume up to 20. So that should be a lot of fun. But yeah, I might be staying off social media for a while as we get closer, because I don't want to scroll through and see some spoilers, especially on that day. So that Andor is definitely one of those shows where obviously we've heard a lot, because the Andor premiere has already happened, and the review embargo has lifted, and we're hearing a lot of good things about Andor. So I'm very excited about that. Let's see. Lunar Girl says the new episode of Rings is hot. So I might actually be two episodes behind. So I'm gonna see maybe tonight I can kind of catch up. But you know what? I'm also watching on Apple TV For All Mankind, and I'm actually really enjoying that show. I didn't really get the gist of it. To me, it seems like a what if episode. Like, what if the Russians landed on the moon first? No spoilers. I guess that was a little bit of a spoiler, but the characters are great. The acting is good, and I like the scenarios, the situations that these actors are going on. I know I talked to Danny quite a bit regarding that show, so that yes, Danny, I know. Yes, she told me. Yes, For All Mankind on Apple TV. Yeah, that's show right now for me is kind of like up on top. So I have yeah, I mentioned that there's a lot to watch, so definitely Apple TV. That is one of the shows that I've been watching. Let's see here. I don't need. Let's see. Megan says I don't need surround sound, so as long as I can watch it in decent quality. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Sometimes I usually watch it. If I'm up early and I'm like, oh, I can watch it. I can sit there on the screen. That's how I watch She-Hulk, just on the phone. No big whoop, but Andor is definitely something that I'm gonna watch on my big screen. Absolutely. What else? Let's see. Oh, Batman Day 2022, and I hope you guys enjoyed Batman Day. That was today. I know Shanti, like I said earlier, Shanti is enjoying Batman Day with a Batman movie or so. Let's see. Oh, Joker face is in the house. Oh yeah. This is not the Shill Shack. I guess it's always going to be the Shill Shack, especially next week. So Andor drops on Wednesday. If you guys are, I don't see anybody super new, but Saturdays after Andor, Team Scarif, all three of us are going to be sitting down and deep diving and talking about Andor, breaking down the episodes, characters, situations. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Obviously, we have been predicting that Andor is going to be the best Star Wars, or is going to be the best Star Wars that Disney has given us for Disney Plus, as far as the streaming shows. And I see a lot of accounts on there out there agreeing with that sentiment. So looking forward to talking with my teammates here at the Scarif podcast about Andor, breaking it down. We're also going to have a couple of guests every so often, like authors and other fans and things like that. So that should be a lot of fun. What else? Let's see here. Any other questions here? I got Joker Face and Joker. Wait, I just saw him, didn't I? All right. Oh, so I usually like to give everything a try. And obviously, with the advent of this MCU show, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, for the most part, I was enjoying it. This last episode was really weak for me. It just seemed a little off. And I don't usually like to use the word filler when it comes to a episodic television, because I don't believe everything is a filler. Sometimes some stories are weaker than others, but this one really, it seemed like I was just waiting for something cool to happen, and it didn't. Up until the end, if you hadn't seen this last episode of She-Hulk, I won't spoil it for you. You can go and catch it yourself. But something happens at the end. They give us a little tease that should be really cool in the upcoming episodes. And if anything, I think that tease at the last part of the episode was worth sitting through the rest of it. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see what else is going on. Rolando, thank you very much for coming by. Lack Sivrak, I like that. Hey, JT Gun is in the house. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you guys for stopping by. I had an announcement that I was going to share with everyone. I'm going to save that. We had Amanda join us here, and she had an emergency that she had to kind of leave for a little bit. So hopefully if she comes back, we will do that announcement. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. It is dark, isn't it? Darker and out of focus, I noticed. Hold on a second. Let me try something here. A little light on. Focus on my hand. Come back. Is that how you do it? I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely dark. What else is going on? Oh, let me get rid of this. Hold on a second. Hide. Oh, there it is. Hide current comment. Earlier on the Scarif podcast Twitter, I was having a little fun with folks, and I asked if anybody would love to help us create, or at least kind of give us ideas about some thumbnail language. And hold on a second. Let me see if I can pull that up. I always crack up at all the wonderful thumbnails that the YouTubers use to clickbait their stuff, which is a lot of fun for me. And actually, I follow a few of them just to see their wonderful thumbnails. It's too funny. So I asked if anybody wanted to help out with creating some language for some fun thumbnails, some clickbaity thumbnails, which is a lot of fun. So Josh from Scarif After Dark brought one in, which was kind of funny. I put one that said, in big letters, I had Cassian Andor on the cover. And it said Cassian Andor secretly loves porgs. not as inventive as some of the other ones that I've seen on YouTube, of course, but just trying to keep it light. What's going on in the chat here? Yes, comics and cosmetics. We have a lot of red fivers in the chat. If you guys are interested in picking up and listening to some new content on YouTube and or on just the podcasts, we have Red 5 Network. Check out the bio link. It's bio.link/Red 5, the number 5. You should check out a Red 5 channel. Just like Comics and Cosmetics, who happens to be a Patreon of the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. Thank you very much, Danny. What else is going on? Who else is in here? General Shinobi. Happy Batman Day. I hope you're enjoying your evening at the theater. I hope you're dressed up. You are dressed up. I just saw a picture of you on Twitter with your Batman attire. I hope you went to the theater and got your ticket and you said one ticket, please. And I hope the ticket taker looked at you and asked you for which movie. That would have been hilarious. My channel is under attack from Andor fans. Don't look at me. I didn't do it. Why are you under attack by Andor fans? Let's find out. Inquiring minds want to know. Jennifer Lopez would say Red Cinco is the place to be. That is true. That is very true. And yes, the J is an H in Spanish. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month. That's the start, September 16th. To all our Latino brothers and sisters that partake in the celebration. Viva Mexico, as they say. Danny, I'll send you a Mexican flag now that you're part of the tribe. Thank you very much. Orale. One day, I did a Spanish Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast live. Did we do it live? I can't remember. I did one in Spanish with my friend Caesar, who I worked with here in Chicago, and one of my buddies in Mexico. You guys see him out there, Raul. Man, I'm blanking out on people's names, but yeah, we did one in Spanish. We talked Star Wars, and it's out there. So if you want to check out our YouTube, if you speak Spanish or maybe you want to learn a little Espanol, check out the Scarif Scuttlebutt El Podcasto in Espanol and check that conversation out. Fans of Star Wars all over the globe, thank you very much for stopping by. And yeah, what else is going on here? Clickbaity. What is the we're definitely Andor Sims. So I wanted to touch a little bit on we just had all sorts of wonderful people head over to the Andor premiere event. Everybody looked like they had fun, dressed to the nines, and people enjoyed the first couple of episodes of Andor, and took some nice pictures, and yeah, that is great. But there's a new clip. I think that the Star Wars account has dropped, and it's almost like a preview or kind of a prequel preview for Andor. They showed a lot of Rogue One, and then they tell you 5 years later, and then they start with some footage of Andor. JT, what's going on over there? Pod people are review bombing Andor. Why is that? I wonder. We'll get to the bottom of it next week when we do our first edition of Scarif Live, the Andor breakdown, and that should be a lot of fun. But yeah, we're pod people. Yeah, we just happen to be on YouTube, but absolutely. I'm going to wait as long as I can for this one announcement that I had specifically, but we are working on some future shows, and I want to thank all our patrons for your support. But we got a couple of shows and that are kind of in the works. Brad and I did the 10 things we hate about Star Wars. If you have not listened to that, it's a fun take on just a couple of reasons that we're not happy about Star Wars, and some tongue-in-cheek stuff that we discussed. But we're trying to get together and pinpoint a time where we can record the 10 things I love about Star Wars, which I think I had a lot of trouble pinpointing 10 things I hated about Star Wars because, as you all know, and as last week's episode of the Shillfest can attest to, we love Star Wars. Not all Star Wars, but the Star Wars that we love, sure. What else? We're doing a Halloween special. We got to get a hold of some folks to see if they can help us out. But yeah. Mon Mothma is all the Jedi. That's hilarious. Wouldn't that be funny? Hold on a second. What else is in here? A very rare type of Jedi. The chat is having so much fun. I love it when you guys have your own show going over there. Hilarious. So, yeah, what are some of the other episodes? Oh, so 44 years ago today, which I found that hard to believe, but anybody into the original Battlestar Galactica from September 17th, 1978? 44 years. The original Battlestar Galactica was released, and Nicholas over at Backyard TARDIS and I talked about the original Battlestar Galactica, one of our older episodes. And I know a lot of people have tried to try to convince me to watch the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. I tried twice. I just could not get into it. They changed a lot, and I really, I don't know. I didn't like it. I'll try again, maybe. I don't know. I probably won't because I have such a sweet spot for the original Battlestar Galactica that to me it's all I need. Yeah. What about you guys? '78. Yeah, a lot of you were -4. Star Wars came out in 1977, and none of you were there like I was. Yeah, I feel sorry for you. I'll send out a little prayer for you. But 78 was Battlestar Galactica was the answer to that studio's need to kind of tap in to the Star Wars mania back in the day. And yeah, it kind of made history. I asked Nicholas to watch the Battlestar Galactica. He started watching Battlestar Galactica in 1980, which was horrible. There's only one episode in that series that is worth talking about. The Return of Starbuck, which was really great. Tina was born in 1976. So was my brother. Yes. What else is going on? Yeah, you guys are so young. You young whippersnappers. Comics and cosmetics, October. I was hoping that you'd say that. She's doing cosplay all the month of October. Can't wait to see that. Check her channel out. Another Red 5 Network and a patron of the podcast here at the Scarif Podcast, Comics and Cosmetics. Just look for her channel. She's doing some great stuff over there. Andrew, thank you very much for joining us in the chat. Me and my Darth Vader behind me. I started talking about the Rings of Power and how I need to catch up, but I'm actually enjoying that Apple TV show. I think a little more than Rings of Power, um, for all mankind. So yeah. What's going on? Let's see. 49 subs away from 500. Comics and Cosmetics. Yeah, head on over there and give her a thumbs up. Give her a subscribe. We also had we're not very. I'm not very active on Twitter, so we did get a couple of new subscribers, which I want to thank people for that. Let's see. Ruth Ann Ponshaw. I'm not saying that name right. But we got a couple of new subscribers. We are at I don't know, 366. But again, we're happy for the 366 people that decided to hit subscribe on the Scarif Podcast YouTube channel. But most of our bread and butter comes from the podcast. If you have not listened to the show, please check it out on podcatchers everywhere. All right, quick announcement. Here we go. I got somebody in the back room, and let's bring her out.
Hi.
Luna girl, what's up? I'm gonna
I
switch
couldn't let you be awesome all by yourself.
I needed some help, Lunar girl. Thank you
I'm
so much.
here for you, buddy.
Thank you.
So how
What's
are
up,
you?
man? How are good.
That's good. That's good.
I was just saying that I love when the chat takes a life of his own.
Oh, hell yeah.
So wonderful.
Friends.
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 Such a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What is going on with you?
Not too much. I got caught up on Rings of Power. I didn't get to see, Thursday's midnight release. So watched it today. Holy crap. Lots of stuff went down. I still have last week's episode to watch with House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And got to watch that before tomorrow night. But there's sports ball on tomorrow. So
oh yeah, that's when I log on, I'm not into sports. When I log on to Twitter, and it seems like everybody scatters.
Yeah.
Like I'll start to like say something nerdy or geeky, something about the MCU or Star Wars or whatever, and then it's like tumbleweeds. Everybody's watching sports. I'm like, all right. Yep. Too funny.
But we all know my love for sports ball. So yeah, but I also have a love of all things nerd. So yeah.
What else are you watching?
Well, I don't have Apple TV, so I am completely clueless with those shows. I can't wait for Andor. I'm waiting for my co-host to watch the season 1 finale of Stranger Things. I don't want to watch it without him, but I'm like really close to doing it because it's been a few weeks.
Yeah. There's a lot to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I'm a little bit behind on Stranger Things, but we're getting there.
Probably not as behind as I am. I'm barely into season 3.
Oh, season 1 was so good so far. So can't wait to watch that. We should be able to go live next Saturday at 6 p.m. Fingers crossed. Don is living in a brand new house, setting up his studio as we speak.
Nice.
Fingers crossed that, everything gets taken care of there. I'm really excited. I'm excited a lot for Star Wars because so much is about to go down.
Yeah.
We've got Andor. I know some people are very, wishy-washy over Star Wars cartoons, but I am all about the animation.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for Tales of the Jedi and Baby Ahsoka. You know my love for Ahsoka.
Yeah, Tales of the Jedi looks pretty interesting. There's a couple of storylines and characters that are returning in younger form, which I'm pretty excited about.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not just Ahsoka. Ahsoka's just my favorite. But
sure, yeah.
Wow, I mean Qui-Gon. we get to see
Yes.
Qui-Gon. Like
Yeah, young Qui-Gon.
what? Yes.
And I read that that Liam Neeson's son is voicing young Qui-Gon.
That is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's gonna kick ass. And let's not forget Count Dooku.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
he gets a bad rap.
he gets a
but
bad rap, but he's an interesting character, and I
he
like that they're
is.
bringing in, a
Mhm.
little bit of that kind of a prequelish kind of story there. We
Absolutely.
got a question from Megan.
Ooh,
Who are we most hoping or looking forward to seeing in Andor?
that's a
Great
great
question.
question.
I'll let you go first. What do you think?
I can't wait to see Mon Mothma.
Yeah.
Because not only was she a brilliantly powerful female in the original Star Wars, but we get to see her in her prime.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to see the story behind her because I haven't really read much about her in Legends. So I'm really looking forward to learning about her character.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And who would have thought that back in 1983, when we first saw the character of
Mhm.
Mon Mothma, that we will be continued to be treated to seeing more Mon
Oh,
Mothma.
yes.
Really great stuff. So one of the characters that I'm really looking forward to seeing again is
Mhm.
Saw Gerrera.
Gerrera.
And I know some of our Red 5 friends just had a couple of, actually a few of them. WSTR, I think, had a little
Yeah,
Saw
they
Gerrera
did.
discussion, and
They
Swash,
did.
conversations, and
Mhm.
Rob over at the Jedi Temple Archives.
Very
Um,
nice.
but yeah, Saw Gerrera is a character that I'm really looking forward to, and probably since his introduction in Rogue One, I found him to be a very
Mhm.
extreme character. And then reading books like Rebel Rising,
Mhm.
and then obviously seeing his character come back, or seeing his character being introduced in the animation, and then jump to live action with Rogue One.
Yes.
I think it's fascinating, and I love the
Mhm.
fact that they brought Forrest Whitaker in to play the role when he was
Oh,
introduced
yeah.
in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Perfect match. Perfect
Perfect.
match.
Perfect match. He's another character that gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
He's doing what he thinks is right, and he's protecting his loved ones the best way he knows possible. But because he's a little bit of a bitch, he gets a bad rap.
Yeah. What's up, Hectolorian? Thanks for stopping by.
Mi amigo.
Absolutely. Let's see. Andrew from Science Fictionary Podcast says, I'm excited about the upcoming Star Wars content, but I'm reaching a new level of irritation on the Star Wars movie front.
Mm.
And I think I share his irritation because a
Mhm.
while ago I had posted that Star Wars really belongs on the big screen. Not that it
Yeah.
belongs on the big screen, but it's nice to see an
Yeah.
event film. We're getting all these TV shows, and I know you and I have some great discussions privately about the lackluster of some versus others.
Yes.
And and not that the big Star Wars films that were presented in the theaters were
Mhm.
any different, I guess, but just something about going out to a theater with your friends, having
Yeah.
dinner and then having drinks or whatever, then just kind of that community feeling of going into a theater, which is really something that
Absolutely.
I treasure.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're going to see an event film like Star Wars, or
Mhm.
a Marvel film. But
Yeah.
Star Wars on the big screen is very special to me, at least, and I know it is to a lot of people. But there has
Yeah.
been some really bad news regarding cancellations and delays and things like that. What is going
Yeah.
on over there? What do you think?
I think it all comes to the almighty dollar.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the dollar.
I almost also feel, a while ago we had read, and I can't remember who said this, but they said that we really don't know what to do with legacy Star Wars characters. Like if
Mhm.
you bring in, and I remember, I think it was the one of the co-writers of The Last Jedi. If you bring in Luke Skywalker to
Mhm.
this ensemble piece, then it turns into a Luke Skywalker show.
Yeah,
And
there's always going to be somebody complaining. You can't win in this day and age.
sure, yeah, I guess. But I think, if you find a relatively talented writer,
Hmm.
you can tell any story and you can tell it well. I think
Hmm.
maybe they gave up too soon because
Yeah.
they're canceling things left and right. It doesn't seem like they know what to do or what direction that they want to go in when it comes to Star Wars. Are they going to be going
Yeah.
back 1,000 years? Are they going forward post sequel trilogy? They just don't know. And I
Yeah.
don't think I think it's a delicate situation because obviously with the flack that the sequel trilogy got, there's a lot of people that are just not gung ho to go back to that era.
A lot of people got burned by an
Sure.
SD,
Yeah.
and I get it. I get it. But I'm hope. Like Star Wars, it's about hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the lack of Star Wars movie content on the horizon? We don't like it.
Hmm.
But here's the thing, if it would be a little different if there was absolutely no Star Wars content coming.
That's
You know,
true.
old guys like
True.
like me, we lived through that period where there was nothing. At least we're
Mm.
getting Star Wars on the small screen. You mentioned obviously, Tales of the Jedi. We've got
Mhm.
Bad Batch coming. We've got
Bad Batch, yes.
Yeah, we've got a lot of Star Wars
Mando
content
3, we've
coming.
got
Yeah.
Ahsoka,
So
oh, I'm so
it's
excited.
it's not the same as absolutely no Star Wars content
Mhm.
like the mid 80s. So or
Yeah.
90s, sorry.
Almost all the 90s
Yeah.
till
So yeah,
97.
yeah.
Yeah, we went from 83 to 97. And the only thing we got was 2 Ewok movies and oh, that really bad cartoon with C3PO and
Oh yeah, it was called Droids.
R2D2. Yeah, I was so
And
excited to watch that, and then it was like a big
yeah.
flop, and I was like, "What, 10?"
You know what? The Droids cartoon as well as the Ewoks cartoon, which they were
Mhm.
done around the same time,
Yeah.
they enjoy a cult following now.
Do they?
And
Maybe I should
yeah.
give it another chance. I mean, it's been 40 years, but
Right. Yeah. I've got them on DVD. I was able to pick them up. I had them on VHS when they first came out, but I saw them on
Mhm.
DVD at Best Buy, I think, of all places. But they're interesting.
So you watched
They're
them?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching them when they aired,
Yeah.
and then when, obviously I have them on DVD, so I have
Mhm.
I have them. They're all I can say is they're interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, has it changed since you've grown up?
Like my perception of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not too much. Here's the thing um about movies and things like that. For me,
Mhm.
a lot of people and I've heard this about people going into seeing The Last Jedi, and they saw the first time and they hated it, and then on the second or third try they're like, oh, it's okay. Like for me, if I
Oh,
see a movie, especially a movie, my opinion of that movie really won't change that
yeah.
far from its original,
Yeah.
expression.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna all of a sudden absolutely love something that I hated seeing the first time around.
Right,
Um,
right.
I might slip a little bit here and
Yeah.
there, but I'm not gonna go to an extreme.
I'm like
Um,
that too.
yeah,
And I there's some good parts of The Last Jedi, but they're parts. And as a whole, I'm not going to change just because there were some good parts to it.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. At least we have Star Wars live TV. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Rolando.
For sure, for sure. Teen
Absolutely.
Tina's got something to say here too.
Yeah.
His character is going to be really great, and obviously we
Oh,
got
yeah.
a nice tease um, with that scene with him and with Cassian.
Yeah.
He's again, he's a powerful actor,
Mhm.
powerhouse actor, and I'm looking forward to it. Have you heard any reviews or any opinions on the folks that got to go to the Andor premiere? Have you heard any feedback?
Honestly, I have shut them out of my life,
Okay.
so to
Okay.
say, because I don't want one, if you saw it and you didn't like it, I don't care and I don't want to know. And two, if you saw it and you loved it, I don't want to know because you're going to let something slip that is important for me to find out on my own. So it's like,
Yeah.
guys, stay over there and, I'll make my own decision and watch it without spoilers on Wednesday at 3 a.m.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay
I'm
up.
getting Jack and Buddy up. We're going to have Star Wars coffee.
No cuddling, just Star Wars.
No cuddling during coffee and no cuddling during, well, it depends with Star Wars, but no cuddling during coffee.
That's too funny.
He knows that.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Star Wars on the big screen. I will be super excited. Even when I went to go see Solo, I mean, it was kind of an event.
Yeah.
I do that with my buddies, that work at the TV station with me, and we have dinner and drinks, and we do that for most of the MCU show movies,
Nice.
and it's just a lot of fun. I think
Yeah.
besides watching a movie, it's just a kind of a time to to bond.
Ah, absolutely.
You know?
That is like the one. You know me, I'd rather go to a concert than a movie theater.
Right. Yeah.
Except when it comes to Star Wars. There's like a handful of what do you call it? Fanfics? Not fanfics. There's a handful of fandoms. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That if it comes out in the movie theater, I need to see it.
Right.
And DB is the same way. Star Wars is one of those fandoms that if it's in the movies, we need to go see it. Unfortunately, Rogue One didn't come up our way, but then again, we were taking care of Padawan during the, right after surgery. But we did get to see the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back.
Nice.
In a 2020. Yeah, it was September of 2020. Empty theater. Nobody came to see it. We were the only two there, and it was the best movie of my life.
Very nice.
So good. And it was kind of symbolic because we also saw it together when they did the remaster back in 1997. So we're lucky enough to have seen it twice together in the movies. So
absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. What about this comment? If we get Mando quality series versus the sequels, I'm all right with the lack of movie content. And yeah, I think the trailer for the season 3 premiere of The Mandalorian looked pretty epic. Obviously, all the footage that we have seen from Andor looked pretty cinematic. And it what does that say in the big picture? I think they're doubling down on the quality that they are starting to produce. And I know Mandalorian season 1 was a triumph because we know George Lucas has been trying to do Star Wars on the small screen and under a certain budget, for the fans to continue to tell these stories. We finally got there. And with the advent of new technologies, I know COVID kind of slowed things down, but it does seem like even Kenobi, I know that was a long time coming. Some of the production on Kenobi was still kind of at the tail end of COVID. But it does seem like Andor is kind of ramping up the look and feel of Star Wars on the small screen, and I'm very, very happy about that.
Me too. I'm excited.
So I definitely agree with G-Force Racing about if we don't get any Star Wars movies, as long as the shows look top notch, I'm good.
Hi, G-Force.
Let's see. What does Andrew say? The movie side still shows major issues at Lucasfilm. Way too many canceled projects. Rogue Squadron scrubbed now. That's right. Best case scenario, 2025 a Star Wars film. Yeah. Which is too bad because we don't even know, what's going on.
Yeah.
They made all these announcements, and every single one of them, for the most part, they just kind of canceled or killed or whatever.
Now, what are your thoughts on, say, Andor is like the most kick-ass thing in the whole world, okay? And then they do something like, because it's so good, we'll put the season finale in the movies, you know. So like, they do that sometimes. Sometimes you get to see them on the big screen as well as streaming. What would your opinion be if they started doing something like that?
Sign me up.
Right? Such an easy solution. Play it for
Yeah.
a week. Everybody would come and see it,
Yeah, absolutely. They had Rogue One that was released at the end of August, obviously for
Yeah.
promotional, for promotional use.
Hmm.
I don't think it was marketed quite well. I think, if you were an Uber nerd like us and saw it on Twitter and social media, of course, you're going to
Yeah.
make plans to head over to your local AMC and check it out because it did have some of the extra footage there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to, if that last episode of Andor, if it even leaves you with a little bit of a cliffhanger and you see it
Yeah.
on the big screen, that would be some really good stuff.
It's I love when it comes to Star Wars, the scores are everything in a movie theater, I mean, like, you can have surround sound in your living room and you can have like the ultimate sound on your TV, but it is nothing like a surround sound in an
Yeah,
IMAX theater,
absolutely.
like
Yeah,
for that alone, I would go there.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Megan asks, was Solo the last movie on the big screen? No, there was a Star Wars trilogy after Solo, Megan. Remember? Right?
Yeah.
But
Some people would rather forget that, black that out
some
of their
people,
memories.
yeah,
So
yeah. So here's another interesting question now that I have you. Earlier today, I posted
Mhm.
a question on Twitter regarding the world between worlds.
Oh, I didn't see that. I thought
Did
you
you
were
see
gonna tell
that?
me about the porg thing
No,
again.
no, 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 no. We'll keep that. We'll keep that for another show. But no, the world between worlds,
Yeah.
and some people are claiming that the Ahsoka show is going to involve a
Mhm.
lot of that. So now that we have an actor that has been cast as
Okay.
Ezra, and
Yeah.
obviously we've got the rest of the team from the Rebels show,
Yeah, yeah.
are we going to see World Between Worlds? Are we going to see a splinted or divided universe, um, almost like the multiverse for the MCU, where the sequel trilogy will exist in its
Right.
own little realm, but going forward now from the time of Mandalorian and the timeline there, are they going to split off? Tina had a really great
Great question.
Tina had a really great answer to that, and
Yeah.
I would have to echo what Tina said, but I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Do you think that Disney would do something like that? Why or why not?
Well, okay, because Ezra is in Ahsoka, it's gonna have to be addressed. Maybe not in the first season, maybe in the second season, but it's gonna have to be addressed because that's the last time Ahsoka and Ezra saw each other. Now, I know a lot of people are hoping and praying and dreaming that the World Between Worlds is going to rewrite the sequel trilogy. I can't see a rewrite happening, but I mean, Stranger Things has happened where, we've got multi universes all over the place. So,
So the thing that Tina says is that, and this I would tend to agree, and I think that's why I posted this question because I wanted to
mhm.
get everybody's take. But Tina and I think obviously the sequel trilogy was very divisive.
Mhm.
There were a lot of people that were just like, "Oh my god, we hate it," whatever.
Yeah.
But there are people obviously that enjoyed the sequel trilogy for what it is and are
Mhm.
fine with it. Um, I feel that Disney um won't branch that out to have one set of fans like this trilogy and another set of fans like the other trilogy or whatever
Right.
it is that is coming after, to replace the sequel trilogy,
Right.
because I think it gives ammunition to the extreme fans that, you know, burn action figures on YouTube and put laser
Yeah.
eyes on icons and things like that.
Mhm.
I think that is a dangerous slope to approach when it comes to Star Wars.
I agree. I agree. You might not like it. I didn't like it, but it happened,
Right.
like this is what happens when everybody gets a participation trophy. You can't always get your way. It's just
Yeah.
that's life, dude. But my first thing that I was disappointed about actually happened in the very first what was it? Not The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens, when Leia and Han didn't have three children. What do you mean they only had one kid? Like that was the
Right.
very first thing that pissed me off, was like right there. And if they went and they started following all the legend books, like
Mhm.
all of that is going to be completely different. And I don't see them being able to pull that off. Too much confusion, too
Yeah.
much arguing, you know.
And besides confusion, I think Andrew has hit the nail on the head. It would be disastrous. You would definitely divide the fandom worse than it already is, and I
Yeah, and
think
it's
that's
already
why
divided.
that's one of the reasons I don't think Disney's going to go there to be able to
Mhm.
do that. I think obviously it works in the MCU. The MCU was not as split over one movie as the Star Wars fandom is over the Last Jedi.
Right,
And the comic book world, I think, is used to like multiverses.
right.
It has a deeper history and that sort of thing. So yeah, good comment from Tina on Twitter and Andrew here in the chat.
Definitely,
Definitely agree.
definitely.
Definitely agree. So Megan says, getting
Mhm.
Disney wiped the Now Legends books when they bought Lucasfilm for no reason. We do not need to go back there. Yeah, I mean, people were upset that Disney wiped out the old, Legends books, the old expanded universe stuff. Um, but I think that's a little different. There was a lot of messy storytelling in the EU
Mhm. Yeah.
that needed to be reined in.
And you have to keep in mind, honestly, there's only like not even half of Star Wars fans actually read the books. So
Yeah,
these people watching the sequel trilogy for the first time have no idea. It's like me watching The Rings of Power and having no idea what Andrew and DB are talking about,
sure. Yeah, yeah.
But I still like the story. And there are people out there that still like the sequel trilogy. And
Absolutely, yeah.
that's okay. It's for them. And that's okay. It's for somebody. But to rewrite all of it just because she doesn't like it, I mean, like, yeah,
I agree. That would be funny. But
yeah.
it would in this case, JT, in this case, it wouldn't be Bobby Ewing in the shower. It'll be Kylo Ren shirtless
Oh
coming
my
out of the
gosh, I
shower.
remember that episode of Dallas. I think I just aged myself. But yeah, I remember that episode of Dallas.
Yeah.
It was all
It's
just a
funny
dream.
if that series was out today, I wonder how people would react to that scene
Yeah.
when he comes out of the shower and realizes that he's alive. Yeah, that's funny. That was pretty gutsy for them to do that back then. But
Oh,
yeah,
Bobby.
absolutely, we're aging ourselves.
That was Patrick Duffy.
Let's see. Andrew says the book readers are a very small group of the overall fandom.
Exactly.
I tend to agree with
Mhm.
that. Imagine every show that gets a niche of people who hate it can cancel and change all the fandoms after. Yeah. Um, that would be
You don't
movie
like
making in
it,
a committee, which
don't
is
watch it. That's
kind
plain
of
and simple.
weird. Yeah.
Mhm.
Andrew states that the new books are rapidly declining in quality. And I think the only new books that I really read were starting with Claudia Gray's novel Lost Stars, which I
Yeah.
thought was fantastic.
Did you?
I liked it a lot. That was one of the
Yeah.
first of the new books that I read. But what is the New Republic stuff? I read the first one, didn't like it at all,
Mhm.
and just never really went back to read any of the next chapters of the High Republic. But if you are interested in the High Republic, I know our friend Sean over at Extra Star
Oh,
Wars does a
yeah.
great breakdown of
Yeah.
the High Republic books.
He does it
Um,
on all of the
yeah,
books, and he does an awesome job. Awesome
yes,
job.
definitely
Yeah.
hit him up.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, yeah. So, Dragon Buddy, Rebel Rising and Shadows of the Sith, 2 thumbs up.
Oh, yeah?
And
I didn't listen to those yet.
Rebel Rising is a good book.
Mhm.
You get some background on Saw Gerrera after he rescues Jin Urso.
Oh.
And Jin Urso's like growing up with these bandits, and you
Mhm.
get some real good backstory there. So
Yeah.
um, I think um, I think we talked about that last week.
Mhm.
Um, what else? I wanted to quickly play a video just to so I can get another drink, but it is, oh, did I get rid of it? I sure did. It's not
Oh,
there anymore.
no.
But it was a thank you video to all our patrons. Thank you, patrons, for supporting the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. Yeah, Timothy Zahn.
Mhm. Oh, I love him.
Yeah,
I love him.
that's funny. The Bread 5 chat's bringing JTs
Mhm.
together. Absolutely.
Yeah, we got JT Gunn, and then we have JT, who is the Monkey Lizard Army
Very nice.
at
Very
Red
nice.
5 and Monkey Lizards.
Um, so originally we had Amanda on here because we were going to, talk about what all the nerds are talking about, but
Mhm.
we also wanted to make an announcement. Amanda and I, and I'll go ahead and make the announcement.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Hold on a second. Let me make sure. Amanda and I, because we like talking Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Say it again. Star Trek.
I won't make fun of you, I promise.
So we enjoy talking Star Trek, whether it's some of the movies or the original series. We just did. I just was on her show and we talked about. Obviously, we lost a wonderful actress and
Mhm.
member of
Yeah.
the Enterprise crew, Nichelle Nichols, who played the wonderful Uhura.
Mhm.
So we got together and we decided that we are going to start a Star Trek podcast show,
Good for you.
and it's called Make It So Podcast
That is a great title.
because it's Star Trekky. So
Mhm.
if you guys are interested in Star Trek as well, of course you are. We're going to be talking about Star Trek and going over, all the episodes and all the themes and characters and some of the cool things that we like talking about. Make It So podcast. You should follow it on Twitter. It's already created, so
Very
that
nice.
should be
Now, are
nice.
you going to start off with like season 1, episode 1 of
Yeah, I think
Shatner?
that's what she wants to do. I might want to like
Right.
jump around,
Right.
but obviously the original series from the 60s has a lot of really great tidbits
Yeah.
in there story wise and things like that we can kind of tackle. I do want to jump around because it is Star Trek is there's a lot of Star Trek out there. So whether it's Star Trek, The Next Generation, Enterprise, you've got Voyager, some of the new Star Trek, which is again, a little controversial at times because you have stories that bring in legacy characters that people
Yeah.
as Star Wars fans, we know about legacy characters and how we want
Mhm.
them treated, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, so watch for that. Charles over at Conversations is going to join us from time to time because he's
Ooh.
also a Star Trek nut,
Yeah.
and we will definitely have a lot of fun. And yes, Megan, if I didn't need any more on my plate, I'm adding a Star Trek podcast to my repertoire.
Oh, and you're going to be podcast number 40 in the Red 5
Oh,
network.
nice. There you go.
40.
40 podcasts on the
40
Red 5
podcasts.
network.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
check out
beautiful, beautiful stuff.
bio.link/Red5 and you can see all 40 right there.
Right then and there. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, Kelly, thank you so much for coming on and joining me. And everyone in the chat, you guys have been wonderful just having your own show in the chat. I love to see all the conversations that are taking place.
Yeah, definitely. Friends,
Red 5 and non-Red 5, but you know what? Everybody's a little Red 5, whether they like it or not. Thank you so much.
Red 5 family.
So I wanted to remind everyone that we do have a podcast besides Scarif Live. So check us out on your favorite podcast platform. Just look for Scarif Scuttlebutt at Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast, that is. Check us out there. And yeah, if you liked our conversation, we have these every Saturday, starting next Saturday. Obviously, throughout the course of the Andor series, we are going to be deep diving and talking about Andor, breaking it down. Are we going to like it? What are we going to like? What are we not going to like? That first episode might be a little long because it's going to be reacting to 3 episodes. I think it's going to be like about an hour and a half of content. Andor is going to be an hour and a half. It's like almost like a little movie that we're going to be watching. So that should be a lot of fun. Yeah. And if you guys want to suggest any show topics for the podcast, we love to hear what you guys have to say, or if you have any comments about what we cover from time to time, anything you guys want to add or say. We love hearing your voices. We have a hotline. So please give us a call at 773-234-8659. Or if you don't want to call the Chicagoland area, please send us an email at scarifscuttlebutt@gmail.com. Just record yourself saying things on your device and send it on over. We'll put it in the show.
And then you'll get famous.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Lunar Girl, where can people find you to say hello there?
Well,
you're all over the place too.
I'm all over the place, you guys. Let's see. The main place that I hang out at is the Sidebar Cantina. It is bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina. I do all of the social media work for Dave and Jason, who podcast on Monday nights at 5:30 Eastern on YouTube. I hope to return a week from tonight to Stranger Things Has Happened, and do that season 1 finale with my co-host Don Della Snooch. So stay tuned to the live stream promos on Red 5 that everybody shares, which I do those too.
Absolutely wonderful work. And we thank you from the bottom of our soul.
Oh, I love it, you guys. I love it. Thank you.
All right, chat. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on Scarif Live. We had such a fun conversation. Thank you, Kelly, so much.
Anytime.
Last episode, when Brad and I did the 10 things I hate about Star Wars, we rolled the credits and played the music, and then we came back for a post-credit scene. If you guys did not listen to that, we talked about Brad's Ewok and his peppermint patty fiasco. Please go listen to that and check that out. But I always say something clever at the end of these. I can't think of anything now because I'm just so delighted that everybody showed up and said hello and joined us here.
I have something I could end with.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
And that's the scuttlebutt.
Hey!